The Earth is the largest area of human settlement in the solar system, home to over 8 billion people and dozens of different environments. Yet in spite of Earth being perhaps the best place for humanity to live, the majority of it is in fact totally empty. One particular region of Earth known for being virtually empty of human settlement is called the ocean, which makes up approximately 70.8% of the surface area of the Earth, making an approximate total surface area of 361 million square kilometers, or about 139.4 million square miles. The ocean is so massive in comparison to any one country that if you were to place the ocean over the United States, everyone would probably die. The ocean notably borders 151 countries, more than any actual country does. Since all the water in the ocean technically includes all of the world's seas within its boundaries, that means the ocean is the largest landlocked location on the planet. As you can imagine, with a region so vast, there is an abundance of several valuable resources, including food, oil, minerals, and the majority of non-radioactive steel. To further emphasize the economic value of the ocean, roughly 80 to 90% of the world's trade travels through the region. The lack of permanent residence makes it exploitable to millions of people from neighboring countries, who will gather its resources from the ocean to sell on various markets. There is even a sizable tourism economy, with people spending their vacations in the vast region to enjoy the natural sights. Yet despite such an abundance of space and valuable resources, the ocean is home to a permanent residential human population of 0, which is comparable to the permanent residential population of Antarctica. The answers to this strange paradox can be explained by looking at the ocean's natural environment and its history. Firstly, the environment of the ocean is uniquely dangerous for humans. The surface of the ocean is not stable or solid enough to support most traditional buildings, which would easily collapse and be swallowed up beneath the surface. Unlike almost any other biome a human would live in, the ocean appears to be the only biome in which humans are unable to even walk on. While humans can avoid dying on the ocean temporarily by flailing their limbs, eventually their energy would run out if they don't leave the ocean in time, making it perhaps the deadliest surface for a human other than perhaps a lava flow or a landmine. Temporary populations have been able to spend time on the ocean through special floating crafts of varying sizes known as boats, but even then, it's rarely longer than a few months before they'd need to leave the region to acquire supplies. Climate and lunar-based activities also result in the already dangerous surface moving around in a sort of liquid seismic activity that has the danger of overturning many boats, hence why their time in the ocean is never permanent, and upwards of millions of humans have died in the process. But even if humans were able to create permanent housing immune to such problems, there would be other dangers. The water available in the ocean is also largely contaminated with a chemical compound called sodium chloride, making it unsafe to drink. When such a mixture is consumed in large quantities, it can even result in death. Unfortunately, misinformation online has spread an idea that dihydrogen monoxide is a deadly chemical also found in the ocean, but this chemical in particular, when consumed in normal quantities, is perfectly healthy. To make the environment of the ocean even more dangerous, weather and climate data shows that all hurricanes pass through the ocean, which is significantly higher than even the number of hurricanes that pass through Florida. Then of course there are deadly species of wildlife throughout the ocean as well, such as sharks. But the environment isn't the only thing that makes the ocean dangerous for human settlement. Throughout history, the ocean has been subject to more than 90% of the world's naval battles and nearly 100% of the world's pirates. Part of this is due to the fact that the ocean is one of the few regions of the Earth to not have a nation-state run its affairs, resulting in the region technically being in anarchy for virtually all of human history. Some people claim that the ocean perhaps had an ancient civilization called Atlantis, but most historians doubt this, and there has been no major evidence to support such a theory or explain how the Atlanteans would have been able to build buildings that didn't immediately sink into the ocean, especially in ancient times. The abundance of piracy and political vacuum of the ocean results in the military presence of dozens of nations eager to prevent the chaos from spreading and also protect their citizens who economically exploit the region. There are political debates around such a strong military approach to keeping the ocean safe. Organizations such as the United Nations believe that every country agreeing to protect these trade routes is for the benefit of every nation and have attempted to declare most areas of the ocean as international territory. However, some might argue that such forced things and military occupation of this territory is just a modern form of imperialism, pointing out that the resources are exclusively taken away from the ocean and virtually never invested back into the region. Some nations have made a stand against these policies, such as the nation of Bolivia, who have famously kept their navy out of the ocean for over 140 years. But due to centuries of interference in the ocean's territory by its neighbors, the ocean finds itself now dependent on them for survival. Not having a populace of their own to either militarily or economically compete with some of their very powerful neighbors, including Russia, China, India, and the United States. Survivability on the ocean is especially fragile due to their neighbors constantly extracting their resources, bringing their food supplies down to dangerously low levels. Luckily, their lack of permanent population means that they will ironically be the least affected by the oncoming disaster. While it's easy to water down the vast history and environmental makeup of the ocean as the largest region on Earth, it is vital to know these things to better understand why people don't permanently live there in the first place. This has been True Real Geography Info News by Tiger, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and you would like to see more, such as the video on why humans can't live in the vacuum of space, you could follow my channel on Galaxy, another website that's like YouTube, but, different, I guess.